throughout his life, it was inappropriate, irresponsible, and perverted because of the liberation of the 60s. In 1985, after hearing Darling Nikki by Prince, the PMRC, led by Tipper Gore, decided to put rock and pop on trial. Right afterwards, a parental advisory label was created with backlash from everyone because of the way it happened, but mostly from taking away the rights and responsibilities when it came to music on radio, in the house, etc. Early rock and roll began with artists such as Elvis, Buddy Holly, and many others. Some of their early works created what would be known as rock, and that rock, that early rock created some very inappropriate tracks, including Jailhouse Rock, upon many others. But a lot of those songs led way into the 60s and 70s. Inappropriate songs, including the Beatles' song Can We Do It in the Street? Very explicitly talking about making out in the street. It also led to proto-punk bands such as the Kinks, a little bit of the Beatles, and many others. But the main thing rock and roll did is it helped liberate people so that they could be pretty much whoever they wanted to be. The tumultuous changing politics of the 60s and 70s led to the liberation of LGBTQ members, which led to the creation of some iffy songs, including songs like One Time Shine by Silver and God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols. This music of continuing to change the politics and try to influence young people led into the 80s, which had tons of more inappropriate music coming out every year, including songs like by Madonna, She Bop by Cyndi Lauper, and Darling Nikki by Prince. It came to a head in 1984 after the creation of the movies and soundtrack Purple Rain, including songs like Darling Nikki, Take Me With You, When Doves Cry, and I Would Die For You. Some of these songs led to the creation of the PMRC, which wanted to help get rid of some of the songs on the radio because of the inappropriateness of some of them. Mostly Darling Nikki and She Bop. Before I start talking about the PMRC, I gotta say, before it was created, one of the members, Susan Baker, had a 7-year-old daughter who came up to her before and asked, "Mommy, what's a virgin?" after hearing the Madonna song, Like a Virgin. This led to the creation of the PMRC, which aimed on trying to make sure kids didn't hear songs like that on the radio, with the list of songs that they called the Filthy 15, which included tracks like Prince's Darling Nikki, Sheena Easton's Sugar Waltz, Judas Priest's Eat Me Alive, Vanity Strap on Robbie Baby, and AC/DC's Let Me Put My Love Into You. Some of these songs were on there for different reasons, mostly because of sexual references or violence. There's two with language, and a few with drug and alcohol use and occultism. But this led to a Senate hearing from both sides of the PMRC and rock and roll, which was led by Twisted Sisters, Dee Snider, John Denver, and Frank Zappa. Those three had all pretty much said the same thing, which is why are we doing this? Censorship is not the way to go. Just talk it out with the artists themselves to try to reach a compromise. It didn't work. And in about 1986, the RIAA instated the Parental Advisory Label on records, which was a small little circle saying, "Warning, tone of this record may not be suited for younger children." The creation of the parental advisory label created a lot of backlash, especially from a bunch of musicians, including John Lydon of the Sex Pistols, otherwise known as Johnny Rotten, Metallica, NOFX, a American punk band, um, upon many other rock, pop, and metal musicians. Because of this, a bunch of them decided to protest against it, including John Lydon having famously said, "In a world with guns ablaze and major pollution, they had to pick on someone using foul language." Or NOFX making their EP, the PMRC could suck on this, including a bunch of anti-PMRC songs, a very inappropriate cover, including a showing part, and Metallica on Master of Puppets having a sticker that says the only track you probably won't want to play is Damage Incorporated due to multiple uses of the infamous F word. Otherwise, there aren't any of the 7 words you can't see on the radio anywhere on this record. And other bands, including Ultimate Jetsam, creating songs like Hard on You, Todd Rundgren's song, or non-album song, Jesse, and Aerosmith making Fine on their 1989 album Pump. In the long term, the parental advisory label didn't really stick because of technological advancements we had, including phones, tablets, etc. Today, we still have the explicit label on songs and records, but it really doesn't have any meaning because you can still listen to them, even if you're, 10 years old or 100 years old, because of Spotify and iTunes. And that, well, just kind of killed the label. Some people are still dragging it on, like Walmart Incorporated, but that's other stories. And it did at least help create other organizations that try to police music, including ones like the BPI, which help police British records. Germany's Federal Review Board for Media Harmful to Minors, which helps police German music with bands like Rammstein, trying to make sure that they don't release anything that is considered harmful to others. So it did have a giant impact on other people, but in America it did not do anything. The one place that it truly mattered, they screwed it up. And in the long term, some of the songs that were on there weren't even popular. They were just fillers on albums that may have made a huge impact then, but make nothing now. Mean nothing now.